focus on Vata because it's the Vata season when in the fall and early winter when the air theoretically gets cool and breezy and light. And in our own bodies, we might feel a little bit uh, perhaps unsettled. Vata can influence our digestive processes. It can influence our sense of grounding and balance. And when we're out of balance, if our Vata is a little too highly charged, we can feel anxious. And Vata lives within us and around us, and there's a lot of things going on in the world right now that can make us feel a little unsettled and ungrounded. So we're going to practice some Vata balancing breath work and some movements to help us feel a little more grounded and settled and less anxious. So our breathing techniques will be Dirga, nice deep breathing into the belly. And we'll do a lot of forward folds, a lot of bowing towards the earth, and a lot of awareness of our feet as we move into balanced postures. So really connection to the earth. So let's start. Sit nice and tall, root your feet into the ground, roll your shoulders up and back, and settle them away from your ears. Take a nice big breath into your nose, and sigh it out through your mouth. And then keeping the eyes closed if you're comfortable with that. Just begin to balance out the breath, the inhale and the exhale before we focus on the Dirga or three-part breath. So find that rhythm for your breath, a nice smooth inhale and exhale. You might even layer on a little ujjayi, which is also a warming kind of breath. It can create heat or warmth in the body, which we need in this Vata time of year, this cooler time of year. So take 2 or 3 more breaths just to find that balance between the inhale and the exhale. And then bring one hand over your heart, one hand on your belly. And we'll begin to move towards that Dirga breath, that three-part breath. So the first or next few breaths, bring the breath into the space behind your hand. No lower, no deeper into the belly for now. Just keep it into the chest for 2 or 3 breaths. And then for the next few breaths, bring the breath as deep as that space between your hands into the rib cage, the low ribs. 2 or 3 of those. And lastly, draw the breath all the way down to that space below your hands, right into the belly, deep as you can go. 2 more. And after your second breath out, release your hands down, down by your sides. And we'll do some sun breaths. And as we do our sun breaths, we're going to do something a little different with our hands, kind of moving the breath deeper, grounding us even further. So inhale the arms up overhead. And as the arms come overhead, bring your fingertips together with the palms facing down. And as you exhale, just press down towards your lap as you breathe out and draw the navel in. 3 more of those. Inhale, sweep up, fill up, and then fingertips touch, palms face down as you breathe out. 2 more. And the last one. Inhale the arms up overhead, and as you exhale, come to cactus arm. Take a nice breath in, and as you exhale, rotate to the left. Inhale back to center, arms reach overhead. And as you exhale, come to cactus arms and turn to the left. Inhale to center, arms high. Exhale to cactus, turn right. Inhale, reach. And exhale, rotate left. 1 more on each side. Inhale, reach high. And exhale to the right. Inhale back to center. And exhale, twist left. Inhale back to center, arms reach all the way up. Interlace the fingers, relax the shoulders down. Take another breath in. And as you exhale, lean over to the right. Keep your sitting bones rooting into your chair. Let your head be in any place that feels good. Could turn down, turn up, straight ahead. Relax what doesn't need to be working here. Maybe the shoulders have tightened up. See if you can relax them as you reach. And then inhale back up overhead. Take it to the other side. So we're going to lean to the left. Move the head in any direction that feels right for you at this moment in time. And then bring yourself all the way up. Unlace your fingertips. Keep reaching the hands high. We're going to take a forward fold. So take a nice breath in, and as you exhale, fold from the hip creases, reach the hands forward, fold all the way down to your lap. Let the hands dangle on the floor or hold opposite elbows if you like. Take a big breath in through your nose and sigh it out through your mouth. And we'll hang out here for a couple of breaths. I'm going to let my arms dangle. You might sway or roll your shoulders, nod your head, whatever kind of helps release any tension in the upper body. Taking big breaths deep into the belly. And you might choose to sigh those breaths out if you like, or breathe out through your nose, your choice. And then stay rooted down through the feet. Energize the legs. Squeeze your knees as if you're trying to hold a block between them. Really energize those legs. Sweep the arms out to the side. Bring yourself all the way up. Press your palms together. And then bring your hands to your heart for a breath or 2. Keep those nice full breaths moving in and out. Nice deep dirga breath throughout the practice if you can. So if you find that your breath has shallowed out, see if you can draw it a little deeper as we flow today. And then bring your arms out to the sides with the palms up. We're going to tap our shoulders 10 times. So here is 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8, 9 and 10. Keep your hands on your shoulders and draw circles with your elbows. So let the whole arm move from that shoulder socket. Make those circles large if it feels good. Really feel the back muscles warming up. Notice what direction you started in and then reverse that direction. Keep those deep Dirga breaths going. And then the elbows stay out to the side. And then we start to move them up and down. So on an inhale, they move up. On an exhale, they come down. Here's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, 9, and 10. Interlace your hands behind your head as we move into the seated modified cat and cow. So you're cradling your head in the cradle of your hands here. And as we inhale, press the elbows back, open the heart, create a little arch in the low back as you lift your chin and your gaze. And as you exhale, bring your elbows together, round your back. Press your shoulder blades back as you draw your navel in. So we're just doing these modified cat and cows, making them as deep or shallow as feels good in your body. I think that was the 4th. Here's 5. Let's do 10, 6, and 7, and 8, and 9, and 10. Bring your hands to your lap. Shrug your shoulders up on your inhale. Sigh it out on your exhale. We're going to move into a little bit of cervical spine work here. So we're just going to move the head from side to side. Take a nice breath in. And as you exhale, turn your head to look left. Bring it back to center on the inhale and move it to the right on the exhale, moving at your own pace. So with your breath, inhaling to center, exhaling to one side or the other. Just noticing where things are tight. Don't force yourself past restriction. Just notice it. And then pause when you're facing forward. Imagine maybe a pencil, colored pencil, or paintbrush on the tip of your nose and begin to draw circles on some imaginary canvas, or maybe it's the wall. Just make circles with your head. Make them larger over time. And then notice if you've started moving in a clockwise or counterclockwise direction, and then reverse that direction. And then bring it to neutral and open your eyes. We'll begin warming up the core of the body. So moving from top to bottom, we're getting right into the core. So engage your core, draw your navel in, lift the pelvic floor, draw your low ribs in and up. So all of these muscles are activated. We're gonna go opposite knee, opposite elbow 10 times. I will count. So here we go. 1, and 2, and 3, 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and 9, and 10. Great. Now we're going to externally rotate our leg slightly as we reach to tap our foot or our ankle 10 times. So here's 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5. Keep the core engaged. And 6, 7, and 8, and 9, and 10. Great. Arms are down by our sides, feet are parallel to one another. We're gonna do opposite arm and opposite leg as we just extend the arm, extend the leg, and flex the foot. So here we go. Here's 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and 9. Last one, 10. Great. Separate your feet about chair leg width apart. And we will rotate the torso from these hip creases. Again, the core is always staying active to protect our back, particularly as we lean back. You can support yourself with your hands for these forward rotations, maybe pausing with opposite shoulder to opposite knee, a nice stretch in the back if it feels good. Notice what direction you started in and then reverse that direction. Eventually bringing yourself all the way back up to vertical, bringing your feet towards each other, about hip width distance. Take your right leg up and in and circle your ankle. You might notice in this Vata time of year that your joints are a little more cranky, a little noisier than usual. I know mine are at this time of year. Everything dries out. So drinking a lot of fluids is really useful here. And lubricating by movement is another great thing to do to keep those joints lubricated. Flex the foot and bring the ankle to your thigh if it will get there. Across your shin if you're tight today. Keep this lifted leg, keep that foot flexed to protect your knee. And then dive into this right hip, low back, and buttock. Decide whether or not a lean forward would be good, feel good. So when we move deeper into a posture, we will feel more intensity, but you don't want to be in pain. So if you encounter that, just move back a little. Move your way back. And then when you've found that space where you can breathe comfortably, just stay and take 2 or 3 breaths. So we can usually learn our lessons from our breath. And if we find our breath is compromised in any posture, we're just maybe too deep into it, trying a little too hard perhaps. So our breath can really help teach us things. Bring yourself all the way back up. And then bring that foot down. Take the opposite leg up and in, give it a squeeze, rotate that ankle, point, flex the toes, wiggle things around. And then keep the foot flexed and take your ankle to your thigh or somewhere along an extended shin if that's better for you. And just notice what's present here. You know, if you come across an unusual amount of tightness, tenderness, restriction, you might think about what you might have been doing that made that happen. There's usually a reason. Doesn't mean stop doing it. It just means that you understand what's going on in your body. And then you just have to practice with that understanding. Sometimes you say, well, I used to be able to go all the way down here and I'm going to do it again. By golly. Or I'm broken. But it's usually just an effect of something that we've been doing. It has aggravated or tightened or caused our muscles to tense up. All is well. Just use your breath to relax. And then come all the way back up. And take that foot down to the ground. And we'll move into our seated sun salutations, particularly loving our forward folds as we do the sun salutations today, in honor of bowing to the earth and acknowledging that Vata connection, that grounding effect that we're seeking here. So the arms are down by our sides, sitting nice and tall. Inhale the arms up overhead. As you exhale, come to cactus. Inhale, a little lean forward, and as you exhale, glide your hands across your thighs, over your knees, down towards the earth. Let the head turn down. Once you're there, take a nice big breath in, and then let it out. Inhale, find a long spine. So straighten your arms, reach your heart forward, draw your shoulders back. And as you exhale, fold back down. As you inhale, root down to the feet in length, sweep the arms wide, bring it all the way back up and then back to mountain. 2 more of those. We won't pause on the forward fold on this one. Exhale into cactus, inhale, lean. Exhale all the way down. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse. And back to the beginning. 1 more plane. 1 inhale up. And exhale to cactus. Inhale, lean. And exhale all the way down. Inhale, find length. And exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse. And back to the beginning. So we will add the twists. And if the twists don't work for you today, just move past them. Exhale into cactus. Inhale, lean. Exhale all the way down. And inhale, find length. Exhale, left hand down, right arm out to the side. Take a rotation to the right. Inhale, back down, switch sides as you rotate to the left. Bring it back down and fold. And then rise all the way back up. And back to mountain to begin the last one. Inhale up and exhale to cactus. Inhale, lean, and exhale all the way down. Inhale, find length, and exhale, left hand down, right arm out to the side. Rotate to the right and bring it down. Switch sides and rotate to the left and back down. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up. Hands to the heart and pause. Oh, some warming, some grounding. You might feel the earth underneath your feet a little differently. So just pay attention to that as we do our 20 stand up, sit down. So let the earth support you, let your feet support you. Take opposite hands to opposite shoulder. And we'll do our 20 stand up, sit down, or as many as you can do today. Honor yourself. Here we go. Here's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8 and 9 and 10. Bottom arm to the top for 11. And 12, and 13, and 14, and 15, and 16, 17, 18, and 19. Last one, 20. Have a seat. Take a big breath in. And let it out. And then we will stand up. Get the rest of those joints lubricated before we move into a nice little flow of warriors. So find mountain pose and really concentrate on your feet here. So once you're standing in mountain, lift your toes, spread them out, and lay them down. You might feel the weight of your body in the outer edges of the ball and heel of your feet. Kind of sink into that, but keep the sternum and the crown lifted. Relax the shoulders. Eyes open or closed, just appreciate this balanced posture. Then we will begin to move. So moving into our ankles and feet, we're going to take the weight into the right foot, right leg, step back on the left foot, and roll over the toes for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7, and 8. And reverse. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Left foot steps down, right foot comes back for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7, and 8. Other way. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7, and 8. Big toes together, heels apart, knees together, hands above them, and we will circle our knees for 1, and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Reverse. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Walk your hands up your legs. And step your feet apart, soften your knees, circle your hips for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And reverse. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Dangle your arms. Keep your knees soft and begin your standing waterfalls as you let the torso move. You might take a few sighs as you go through the beautiful way to release tension in the upper body. Eventually coming to stillness. Stepping your feet apart, turning your toes out, we're going to sink into goddesses 5 times. So the arms will start overhead. So here is 1, and 2, 3, and 4. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and bring it up. Turn your toes a little further in. Maybe you step your feet a little wider. We're going to come into a forward fold. So let's do our humming forward fold. So we're going to breathe in through our nose, hum out, but exhale as we glide our hands down our legs towards our ankles. So we'll do 3 of these. Take a nice breath in and hum it out. Bring it all the way back up as you inhale. And exhale, hum it out. Bring it up, take a full breath in. And the last one. Beautiful. And then bring it all the way back up. Nice. And step your feet together. We're going to go directly to tree today. So bring your weight into your right side. Stay nice and tall through that right side. Come onto the toes of the left foot and find that external rotation that works for you. Hand, foot, maybe up the shin, maybe toes down, hands at your heart or overhead. Wherever it works for you is best, right? Find that stability. Find your drishti, that point to focus on. I'm watching the clock. So all you need to do is breathe and focus. Nice full breaths. And then turn that knee forward and step out of that tree. We'll go to the other side, left foot. And nice tall side on that left. Come onto the toes of the right. Find the rotation on this side. Could be different than the other side. Bring your hands to your heart or float them up. So your foot is where it's comfortable for you. Stay focused on that drishti. And your breath. And then turn that knee forward, step out of your tree, and maybe shake it out a little bit. So we're going to move the chair off the mat and do a series of warriors without the use of the chair today. So we're going to start facing the long side of our mat in star pose. So our feet are wide, our arms are reaching. So we are a 5-pointed star here. We're going to take our left toes, point them out to the side, and bring our hands to our hips. Take a nice breath in, and as you exhale, bend into that left leg. Inhale, straighten the leg, and exhale, lean over that front leg. So your shoulder and your leg are in line. Just go as far as you comfortably can. Inhale, back up, and exhale, bend into that front leg. Inhale, straighten, and exhale, fold. Inhale, back up, and exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten, and exhale, fold. Inhale, back up, and exhale, bend. So this next one we're going to hold in triangle. So inhale, straighten, and exhale, fold to the degree that you can. So you're lengthening through this whole left side. And the left arm can dangle, and the right arm can come up. Couple of breaths here. The head can turn in whatever direction the neck would like you to turn it. So you want that neck to be comfortable. And a nice straight line from the crown of your head to the tail, so you're not letting your head dip down towards the floor. On an inhale, bend into that front leg and come into warrior two. Flip the front hand, and again, stretch through that left side as you reach that forward arm. And then come back up and reverse your warrior. So the back hand down the back leg, front arm reaches high or maybe behind you if you can reach that far comfortably. Then come back to warrior two. Take your front arm to your front thigh and your top arm, your back arm up to the ceiling. Turn the palm to face the top of your mat and reach that arm. So you're a beautiful straight line from your fingertips to the outer right foot here. Beautiful. And then come back up to warrior two. Turn the toes forward. Bring your hands to your hips. We're going to take a forward fold. No humming this time. So take a nice breath in. And as you exhale, fold halfway. Hands stay at your hip creases. You're reaching your heart forward, reaching your sitting bones back. You're parallel to the ground. And then as you're ready, glide your hands towards your ankles. Take that forward fold. Take your left hand over to the outside of your right ankle. So you're in a wee bit of a rotation, but you're not forcing here. And then walk your hands to center. Take your right hand to your left shin. Maybe you take your left hand to the inner left shin. And you're rotating here. And come back to center. On an inhale, straighten your arms, reach your heart forward. And on your exhale, fold. On an inhale, bring your hands to your hip creases. Come up halfway so you're in that beautiful L shape, if you will. So you're reaching your heart forward, your torso is parallel to the ground. And then on your next inhale, bring yourself all the way back up and find your way to star. Other side. So take those right toes and point them out. Bring your hands to your hips. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, bend into that front leg. Inhale, straighten. And exhale, take that lean. Inhale, back up. And exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. And straighten, inhale, exhale, bend. One more of those before we come into triangle. Inhale, straighten, and exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten, and exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten, exhale, bend. So your shoulder and your leg are in line. Maybe you let that right arm dangle and the left arm float up this time. And breathe. Again, the gaze can be down, straight ahead, up towards your top hand. And then bend into that front leg and come into warrior two. Nice. Flip the front hand and reach. So you're stretching through that right side. And then reverse your warrior. Back hand down the back leg, top arm reaches behind you. Back to warrior two. And the front forearm to the front thigh. And the left arm reaches up. And perhaps it turns and reaches towards the narrow part of your mat. Nice straight line from the fingertips to the outer foot on that left side. And then bring yourself back up to warrior two. Straighten your legs, come back to star. One more forward fold as we bring the hands to the hips. Take a breath in, exhale. Halfway. Exhale, fold, hands down to the earth, right underneath the crown of your head. Head turns down. Inhale, lengthen, reach forward, and exhale, fold back down. Inhale, hands to hips. Bring yourself all the way back up. And step your feet together. Nice. Nice job. And we will go to the top of our mat to get to the floor. So we're going to vinyasa to the floor. Excuse me. So find mountain pose at the top of your mat. When you're there, inhale your arms up overhead. As you exhale, bow forward. Inhale, find length in your spine, hands to shins or thighs. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step one foot back, drop your knee, bring the other one back. You are in tabletop. So your hands can be flat with fingers wide or fisted. Knees are under your hips. Just do a couple of cat and cows here. Perfect time of the year to do that cat pose. Ooh. Halloween cat. So with your breath moving in and out of this undulation of the spine, moving spinal fluid, getting things lubricated, plumping up our discs. And then come to neutral. Bring your forearms to the ground. Walk yourself back, lie yourself flat on the mat. So you're in Sphinx pose. Feet flat on the mat. Heart lifted. Shoulders drop out. Hands on your weight on your hands, lift your elbows and lower yourself down. Draw your hands back to underneath your shoulders, and right by the top part of your ribs. Elbows are close to your body. Forehead down. Inhale, lift a little bit. You're in baby cobra. So you're rooting down through the pubic bone and the feet, lifting the heart. Gaze is down. Exhale, bring the forehead to the mat. Inhale again, lifting. And exhale, lowering. And then inhaling. And then bringing it down. Maybe stacking your forearms, bending your knees, and letting your knees drift from side to side. We're going to stay on our belly here. And we're going to come into a half frog. So it's a hip opener. Sometimes it's nice if you have a blanket, to put a blanket. I like some kind of cushion. You might have a carpeted floor, which will do the trick. Mine's hardwood, so I'm going to put my blanket here. So arms stay, forearms stack. We're going to take our left knee up. I'm going to rest it on the blanket, about hip height. So you're kind of a perpendicular, you're 3/4 of a square here. Your shin is parallel to your right leg, and your knee is in line with your hip or somewhere close to it if you can. We're just going to hang out here. The blanket's also useful if your hips are super tight. It can help you. But if you don't get your knee all the way up towards the level of your hip, that's okay. We'll just hang out here for a couple of breaths. And then bring that leg down. And I'm going to move my blanket. If you're using one, you might bring it to the other side. So we're going to take our right knee up to about hip height. Shin parallel to the left leg. And we'll hang out here, a nice opening of the hips. And if you need to put padding underneath the thigh of the right leg, if you need to find some comfort through props, just go ahead and do that. And then glide that leg back down next to the other one. Beautiful. We're going to bend our knees, wouldn't you like our leg? And then keeping the knees bent, if possible, reach back for your left ankle or toes and extend the right leg long. If you can't reach your foot or your ankle, you might wrap a strap around your ankle. And we're just going to gently draw our heel towards our buttocks to get a nice stretch in the front of our thigh. Honoring, though, our knees. If you have any knee injuries, you don't want to pull or create any pain in that knee. So we don't do a lot of stretching for our quadriceps. And they do need it now and again. Just breathe into any tight spaces. And then release that left foot. And go to the other side. So you're going to bend that right leg, reach back to the toes or the ankle. Draw the heel towards your buttocks in whatever degree is comfortable for you. And then extend that leg down. And roll over onto your back. And once you get to your back, centered on your mat, Reach your toes long, reach your arms high above your head. Point your toes, nice little arch in the low back. And then draw your knees into your chest. Maybe a little drifting of the legs from side to side or circling the knees on the ceiling. A little bit of both. And then coming to center, extend your your right leg, long. And take your right hand to your left knee. Draw that knee across your body, rolling onto your right hip. Maybe your left arm comes out like a wing. If you want a support underneath that left leg, you could put a block or a pillow or a stack of pillows. Anything to allow you to release that side a little bit. And then come back to center and switch sides. So the right knee comes in, the left leg extends. Take your left hand to your right knee and your right arm out like a wing. Roll onto your left hip as you draw your right knee across the body towards the floor. Keep the right shoulder on the mat, just breathe. Nice opening through the pectoral muscles, nice opening through the outer hip. And then back to center, hug both knees in. Take your right leg long once again and extend your left leg up towards the ceiling. Hands can be behind the thighs or the calf, or if you have a strap that you'd like to use, you could wrap the strap around your foot. I'm not using a strap today, but it's always an option. So the foot is flexed, heel is pressing up, toes are drawing down. You're probably feeling this in the back of your left thigh, so your hamstring is getting a stretch. A little micro bend in the knee if you're feeling too much pulling on the back of your knee. And you might just bend and extend, just kind of play with this releasing of your hamstring. Eventually keeping the leg extended and breathing into the back of your leg. Draw your right leg in so the foot is flat and bring your left ankle onto your right thigh. We're just a little bit of a pigeon here. So we're opening the left hip. You can deepen this by lifting the right foot off the ground if you like, threading your hands behind your right thigh, letting the shin dangle or bring it towards the ceiling. Being still or rocking or moving in some way. So just make this posture your own. Try to stay relaxed, the neck and the jaw and the shoulders. And then bring the right foot down. If it's lifted, take the left foot down. And then extend the left leg long as you bring the right leg up towards the ceiling. Maybe a bend and an extension here. And then keeping the heel pressing up, drawing the toes down. Drawing the leg back and breathing into this right hamstring. And then draw your left foot in. Take that right ankle onto your left thigh. Here we are in reclined pigeon on this side. So it might be that you want to stay right here with the left foot down. A little press away of the right thigh with your right hand. Or you might lift that left leg. Thread your hands behind the thigh, extend the foot to the ceiling. And again, one side might like different things than the other. Just play with it, find what feels good in your own body. Then bring the left foot down. Take the right foot next to it, and then separate the feet a bit. And we're going to windshield wipe the legs from side to side. Eventually letting the knees stay towards the right. Maybe taking that left arm, extending it diagonally up over your head. Pressing that left thigh, that left knee away from you, really getting that stretch from left knee to left fingertips, the whole left side of your body. And then bringing your knees over to the other side. Taking that right arm perhaps diagonally up to the top right-hand side of the mat, right corner of the mat. Pressing that right knee towards the bottom left. And feeling the stretch on this side all the way through the whole right side of your body. Don't force it though, just feel it. Then come back onto your back. Lift your hips, stack your hands under your tailbone, or put a block there if you like. We're going to come into legs up the wall. So we're going to bring our knees in towards our chest, float our legs up towards the ceiling. Relax the shoulders, wiggle the jaw, stick out the tongue, wiggle it. Just hang out in this final inversion. You might feel a mat underneath your back supporting you here. As the legs float up towards the ceiling. And then as you're ready, find your way into the posture you'd like to be in for Shavasana. So it could be staying right here and legs up the wall. You could come into corpse pose, legs extended, arms relaxed by your sides. You can even lay on your belly or your side. There is no prescribed, there's a commonly used posture of Shavasana, but for Shavasana, which is corpse pose. No rule. Once you find where you want to be or are going to be, take a big breath in through your nose and sigh it out through your mouth. And I will guide you through a body scan this morning. Appreciating all of the parts of the body touching the mat to begin with. So feeling the back of the head and the shoulders, the backs of the arms, perhaps the backs of the hands, the upper and mid back and buttocks, the thighs and calves and heels, all of those touch points on the mat. See if you can surrender into the mat through those connections to the earth. And then bring your awareness to the crown of your head. And soften with each breath. Noticing the scalp, the temples and the forehead. Releasing with each exhale any tension you might discover. Relaxing the facial muscles that create expression in the face so that there's no expression at all. allowing the lower jaw to hang freely from the upper jaw, and the tongue to relax and fill that lower jaw. Back of the head and the base of the skull. The base of the tongue at the base of the throat. Sensing the shoulders and the upper back. And softening and relaxing from the shoulders to the elbows to the wrists, the backs of the hands and the palms. Can you feel or imagine the space inside your thumbs and each of your fingers? Your heart and your lungs and your diaphragm. Your upper back, mid back, low back and buttocks. And the abdomen and the low belly, sensing down to the base of the pelvic floor. Sensing the weight and the volume and the length of your legs from your hips to your knees, the backs of your knees and your kneecaps. Down the shins into the ankles, the tops of the feet and the toes, the soles of the feet, the arches and the heels. Resting here in this sense of presence in this body, this connection to the earth and the mat and the ground beneath it. Resting here in this sense of presence, and if your mind begins to wander out into the afternoon, doing the things that you have on your to-do list, see if you can let those things go for just one more moment, one more breath as you draw your awareness back to this place. Back body connected to earth. Connection of breath and body. In this moment in time. And as you feel ready to end your practice, you might draw your awareness back to your breath. Allowing each new breath to be fuller than the breath before it, deeper down into the low belly. You might bring movement to the physical body, wiggling fingers and toes, or circling ankles and wrists, or letting the head gently drift from side to side. And if it would feel good to take a nice full body stretch, go ahead and reach the arms overhead, extend the legs long. Take the deepest, fullest breath of the day so far, all the way into the lungs, down to the pelvic floor, all the way in and sigh out. Draw your knees into your chest for that final hug of the practice, that hug of gratitude for making it here to practice today, for doing this beautiful thing for yourself. This caring for yourself. Powerful thing. Choosing to roll to one side if you like, or stay on your back. Just checking in to see What might have shifted or changed since you arrived for your practice? Finding one small thing that you can take off your mat from your practice out into your day, the rest of the day, the weekend. Maybe it is that deep dirga breath if you're feeling anxious, unsettled. Breathe deeply. Leaving one small thing behind, or it could be a big thing, leaving something that weighs you down on your mat as you leave the practice. And if it needs to come back to you, it will, but for now, just let it go. And as you're ready to end your practice, find your way to a comfortable seat. And once you are seated, bring your hands to your heart. We bring our hands to our hearts, reminding us to fill our hearts with kindness and compassion, and to our lips, reminding us to speak words of kindness and compassion, and to our third eye, reminding us to expand our thoughts of kindness and compassion towards ourselves as well as others, and in honor of the light that shines in each one of us, the light that unites us all. We bow and say namaste.